and welcome back to Beyond the Vision. This is our second episode, and this is a segment of the Krea University Podcast in collaboration with the Centre For Entrepreneurship. I'm Aayushi Taparia, and I'm your host for today. So now, let's dive right into it. Have you ever thought about a living space which is gorgeous, stylish, kind of out of the box, but also sustainable? That's where Karthic Rathinam comes in. He's the founder of Out of the Box, a revolutionary company which makes furniture out of cardboard. And it's not only stylish, but also eco-friendly. Welcome, Karthik, to our show.
Hi, Aayushi. Thank you so much for hosting me on your show.
How do you feel today?
Great.
Yeah? Any new things that's coming up right now?
So we're making a new light for our office. That's happening. Again, completely out of cardboard.
Right.
So the whole space, if you see over here, everything is cardboard.
Okay.
Right from the chair, right from the walls, right from whatever you see. So we like all things cardboard, and every day there's something new or other which we always create.
All right. So tell me more about Out of the Box. What makes it such an important company in today's world?
Sure. So in a line, Out of the Box is a company where we create products and furnitures out of cardboard, right? And moving forward with the vision of a sustainable world, where people are moving towards sustainable choices, we want to be the people in the front runner where we can offer those services in terms of products and also furniture.
So I would love to know more about your background in university days and what, as a student, kind of sparked your interest in sustainable living.
Sure. So a little bit about me also, right? So I'm this person from a very young age that I always wanted to create something. And I was always fascinated with Harry Potter, with Phineas and Ferb, and kind of like mix both of these. And that made me always want to make things which made people say, wow, how is that even possible? How is that made? I want to have that magical element in people when they see something which I made, which I realized that I could get through making products. Right. And I found this wonderful course called as product design. Still unheard of to a lot of people, but product design is the study where you design, create, and innovate in terms of products. This university there's like 7 universities in India which offers this course. One of that was in Pune, and it's called as Rubika. That's where I did my undergrad in.
Okay. That's nice. So, say in university, you'd see a lot of people, just using things and then throwing them away. Did that kind of also influence your idea of, maybe, things that people are throwing away, I can make something out of it and sell it right back to them?
I don't think that was my spark to making things in cardboard. Let me get that clear and first. The main spark for me is that cardboard is such an underrated material where a lot of people don't even know the possibilities of it. And as a designer, when I made something out of it, when I gave it out to people, their reaction was, how is that even possible? Can this even last? Will that even work? So then all of these things, when they saw it working, it was possible and everything, gave me more of a spark to make more things. And that is the main reason which I'm doing it. The other reason is because also that it's sustainable and everything. But the core of it is the creative part of it. Probably in my journey, like after college, what it was, I did a few internships, and one of that was in Auroville Bamboo Center. It was in Auroville, where every day my task was to go cut bamboo, come back, make bamboo furniture, and that I did that for like 3-4 months. So probably that was one of the ideas where I thought, okay, people are actually interested in looking towards sustainable alternatives, and cardboard is one such thing. Why don't I try with that?
So one thing that I want to ask, as an economic student myself,
Sure.
A lot of people nowadays, at least, they kind of use the word sustainable and green synonymously. So could you tell me the relationship between a sustainable economy and a green economy?
Okay.
And if there are any differences also.
Okay, so this is something which I get asked a lot because I'm running such a company. And one of the when we discuss in office, when I think about it, sustainability has been overused and it has lost its value per se, right? So let's imagine for a moment. So you buy a cardboard stool, right? You buy a cardboard stool, you use it for 2 years, and after that you throw it off. It gets damaged or it gets worn out, or you want to change, you throw it out. You buy something new, right? One aspect. Or you buy a wooden stool and it lasts you for 60, 70 years. Now, what is sustainable? Is it lasting for long? Let's say even plastic. Like if you have a plastic stool, it will last you for a longer time. So is things lasting for a longer time sustainable, or you using eco-friendly things more sustainable, right? And we kind of came up with this derivative that sustainability is when you can reduce the overall cycle. So the recyclable cycle of everything, if you can reduce that to the most minuscule level, and if the system and process are set for that, then that material is sustainable. For example, let's say you take the cardboard suit. You, after your use of it, or cardboard products or any paper product, let's say, you throw it out to a paper mart, a radiwala, or you throw it on the ground. If you give it to a radiwala, it from there it goes to a paper mill, again becomes paper, again becomes cardboard, again becomes a stool. So the cycle is kind of set, right? And everyone is rewarded in the process, right? When you give, you get money, and then that person gets money, that person gets money, and the cycle goes on further, and people are encouraged to do this.
Right.
That's why you give your old newspapers and everything over there. Or if you're the other person who throws away this to the ground, it becomes manual, it becomes a tree, it becomes paper, it becomes cardboard again, right? So that's one way how cardboard is sustainable, right? And cardboard is green in those ways,
Right.
where plastic is not green because the cycle is bigger.
Much larger. That's true. Okay, wow, that's actually very interesting. So, Out of the Box, if I'm not wrong, started in 2021, which was peak COVID time.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to know, what were the hurdles that you faced? What was your aha moment or invention? And how did you manage to overcome all of that while, keeping an eco-friendly and, keeping your goal in your mind clear while also making a profitable business?
Sure. It was an accident, to be honest. Good accident. So I quit college in my third year, like between my second and third years, I quit college. And then I was interning in a lot of places, learning new skills. And I wanted to start a business. That was a goal over there, but I didn't know what to start, what to do and everything. And then during COVID, I had to come back to Chennai. And in the same space that we are at, I was sitting, and then I was just looking at products. I saw a sanitizer stand being sold for 5,000 rupees, right? A wood one or a steel one. And I thought, I can make something better out of cardboard, right? And let me try it out. I did like 1 and 2 prototypes, and the second prototype was kind of nearly there. And then I made a final prototype. And then me and my small cousin, we took a video of it and everything. And then I put that video on WhatsApp, just 2 groups. It somehow circulated. In like 3 days, I got 2,000 orders.
Wow.
Right. Where I assumed I'll get around 10-15 orders and I'll sit and cut by hand. Now I got 2,000 orders in my hand. Right? It was scary back then. So 2,000 people ordering in 3 days. And it was not like normal, simple people. There was Delhi Metro Rail who ordered. There was Noida people ordering. There were all around India people are ordering.
Oh God, okay.
Right. I didn't know how to ship. I didn't know how to make the product. I understood I can't cut by hand and everything. And then I'm this person who likes challenges, right? So okay, this is something which I can make it happen. So what I did was I went and started searching for factories which can make for me. I went to nearly like 35 factories, and one of them said, I will do this for you, right? And with him, we made the first product. We made this sanitizer stand ready. So this is the sanitizer stand.
Could you tell us how this works?
Yeah, I'll come to that, but I'll tell you a little bit story of this also. So we made this ready and everything, and at first it was not like this, right? It was more of a fully assembled set, and once I made it, we made 500 as the first lot. I got it over here in that room. We kind of assembled all 500 together, and I clicked the photo and I said, the first lot is ready, I'm going to ship it. And then I take this to the shipping people, right? I take this to Blue Dart, India Post and everything. The cheapest I could ship this was for 600 rupees. I was selling the product for 500 rupees. The math doesn't add up. So if my minimum shipping charge from here to Bangalore was 600, selling the product for 500 doesn't make sense. But I've already got all the cash from people. I've already invested them into making these things. So I don't have money to send them back. For a day or so, I kind of like stopped, broke down kind of thing. And then I went back to the drawing table and said, okay, how are cardboard boxes generally sent? They send flat.
Okay.
So why don't I try to make this sent flat? So I came up with the design, talked to the factory guy again, and then he said we can make this possible. And then by that time I got around 15,000 orders. Right? And to all of them, imagine 15,000 people or some of them calling you every day asking you when is my order. I removed my number from the list, and then I sent a mail to all of these people explaining honestly that I didn't expect so much of response from you guys. I'm just now starting out. Give me 2 weeks, I'll figure it out and somehow send it to you. And then we did this flattened version it out and then made the whole thing flat. So this is the final one which kind of becomes flat. So we had velcros and everything just added up. Okay. So this whole thing kind of like They make it flat.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh,
This is how
okay.
flat, and we pack this inside a box. Now, my shipping charge became 120 rupees. Right. So now it is a decent business that I can do, and started selling this. Sold around initially 50,000 units in India, and then
50,000.
50,000
Wow.
in India in the span of like 1 month. And then I got orders from Dubai, Europe, and then some from South Africa. And the South Africa case was quite interesting because they wanted to kind of buy my design and do it over there, explore that part also. And then they sold some in Africa, and then they were like, give us a contract for all 55 countries in Africa. And then we did that. And then
Okay.
got a lot of money. So that's how it kind of like started. That's the starting of how the works.
Right.
And then there's, should I continue? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So after that, so with all this money, I decided, okay, let's continue this. Let's take it further. And then I went to Gujarat. Why Gujarat? Is because paper is majority made in Gujarat in Vapi. And a friend of mine also said that he had a paper mill over there. And so we went all the way to Gujarat, got a team of like 13 people all around India, hired them, like all quick hire. We rented a space, everything was good. We set up, we went over there. That's how like out of the box started. The first office was in Gujarat.
Wow. So from a small space to spanning over various countries, how did it feel? Like initially, was it a little overwhelming for you? Was it, were you just like, oh my God, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
Or did you just face it head on?
I'd be lying if I say I faced it head on. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of, not crying per se, but it was a lot of anxiety and things. How will I even do it? People have trusted me and they've bought this thing. I will give good quality products back. So it was a hassle. It was a hassle because I didn't understand how to do accounts, what was GSC, how to handle a team, how to hire people, what kind of people, what is out of the box, what is the kind of environment that I want to be in. But I guess along the way, along the office in Gujarat, along me building all this, building relationship with my vendors and everything, it kind of like happened one by one, and I think we're in a good space where we have experimented a lot right now, and
Right.
we're in for scale. We are set up for scale.
So how big is your team right now?
Now we're 12 people.
Okay.
We are 7 designers, and then there's 2 people who do marketing and accounts, and the rest are people who help us in terms of cutting, prototyping, and everything. So all of these things are not made by hand. So all of these are machine cut, but the initial things we'll try to make it by hand, test it out, and give it out.
Right. So growing this team, how would you pitch the idea of out of box to people? Because when I was personally going to sit on this chair the first time, I was a little scared whether this can take my weight or not. So because I always thought that cardboard is a little frail.
Yeah.
But how would you go and pitch it out to people and then they would get convinced and then join your team?
I'll tell you in 2 aspects. Like convincing people, we are still trying to figure out multiple ways how we can do it. But fortunately, people who come over here are people who come, knock at the door and say that we want to work over here. Just because they've seen us in multiple places where we do things like this. And they also kind of have in their mind a very stupid, crazy aspect that they want to create things. And they kind of resonate with us in that aspect. And they're like, I like to do something like this. I want to figure it out, but can I come over here? Can I just be here over for a day and try it out? Most of the people are hired like that. But when we're actively looking out for people, one of the things that we always look out for people is that if they have the instinct to create something new, or if they have the uniqueness to set themselves apart from anyone else, right? May it be the character, may it be what they do and everything. Just because, so at least in the team right now, each one of us has a very different skill set, and each one of us is very unique in our ways of thinking. Why? Because as we are running a very creative company, we need people of all different aspects to be in one room. So when we have a brainstorming session, when we have ideations, we get new and quirky or new and innovative ideas that we can make possible.
Okay, so you said that in your childhood you were quite fascinated with Phineas and Ferb. Just a very out-of-the-box question, if I may. Do you feel like Phineas or do you feel more like Dr. Doofenshmirtz? They were both heavily creative people and they did really, really well.
So there's one half to me, which is very crazy, which is Doofenshmirtz, and the other half is not Phineas, it's Ferb.
Okay.
Right? So very analytical, very thoughtful, very order in his own chaos. That is one. I think I'll read more to Doofenshmirtz than Phineas.
Right. Okay.
We do a lot of crazy things. We made a door. We just took it all around city and we just placed it over there. So these are something which we just want to do. We just did it. A lot of random things. We have a wall in our office which is like memory wall, where we just put up all our drama and keep it over there.
So it's like bringing ideas to life.
Yeah, bringing any idea to like, so the other day we just made a big aeroplane, we just took it out and we just flew it. We're
Wow.
making a cardboard boat right now. We're gonna make the cardboard fully waterproof it and then we're gonna take it over. So we just have those ideas. We have bucket lists, we'll take it and do it. Just gonna-
That's actually really nice. So, talking about bringing of ideas to life, so let's talk about the Centre for Entrepreneurship for a second here at Krea University. So, we're fortunate enough to have a dedicated space that fosters entrepreneurs. And I just want to know, like, entrepreneurs like yourself, Karthik, in your experience, why are institutions like Krea Universities, liberal arts institutions, so important for budding entrepreneurs?
If you do look at the entrepreneurship scene in, let's say, South of India or India in general, it has been very less, right? And India as a growing country, and also people crave to create more, right? And places like these foster those ideas and kind of make it a very. So I didn't have the luxury of being in these centers, so for me till now it's bootstrapped. Right, no funding, no loans, nothing. But it's been kind of tough along the way to pull and make it. Probably because I was lucky because I was able to make money with this, and then my journey started like that. Not a lot of people would be lucky to have the same experience. I think centers like these would help in those people who have great ideas, but to just make it possible.
That's very interesting, actually. So, do you see a growing trend with the youngsters right now moving towards a more sustainable way of living? And I'd also like to know what your target audience for your products would be.
Sure, sure. So yes, so at least with our past sales, we can tell that people moving towards sustainable choices are growing. Not only within bachelor students and all the younger groups, also a lot of companies they buy our products because cardboard is something which you can print and brand on top. They buy our products, they put the brand on top, and they give it to their employees. So companies are also moving towards offsetting their carbon footprint and moving towards a sustainable lifestyle. And yeah, so we have to answer your question. Yes, people are moving towards sustainable lifestyle just because most of sustainable things are branded and at least positioned as a very costly product. Not a lot of people are buying it.
Right.
We want to be the ones who say that this is worth your money, and we will put our products where it's affordable for the people in the right group.
So, looking ahead for out of the box, are there any new products that we should keep our eye out for?
Sure. So as of now, we've just launched 10 products, but we have 4 set of ranges that we have planned next. The next range is going to be for kids. So kids, Montessori furniture, Montessori stools and everything. Main reason is because a kid can lift the stool and everything. It can be painted on, right? And the best part is even if the furniture falls on the kid, nothing happens.
Right.
Right. So in our office, this happens. Have you seen Incredibles where the lady lifts and sweeps? That happens in our office often. Right. So it is that light. So a kid can also like lift their own furniture, move it around, and not, I'm talking about not kids, like even toddlers, they have that. This is the second range, and kids we're also making slides, seesaws, and everything. Where let's say you a general seesaw for a kid will cost you 14,000, 15,000. We want to get down to like 1,000, 2,000, where it's very flat. You just take it, assemble it, and use it for 1 or 2 years. That's all the kid grows up.
Right.
You can throw it out, or you can give it to someone else. So kids is second one. Third is we're going for events and pop-up stalls and everything. So we've made a stall which folds like a box. You open it out, it becomes a stall, fully printed with your brand and everything. And then once your pop-up is over, you can flat pack it, take it back.
Wow.
Right. This is the second range we're planning. Third range is more towards specific target groups. Let's say architect specific furniture or drawing boards and everything. Music specific. So we made a cajon and everything. So music specific things and all of those things. So profession based products will be the third category. Last is when we enter into home and home furnishings, let's say proper sofas, beds and everything, because we understand that it will take a long curve for people to accept this woodwork, and it will also take us time to grow our factories and everything to be able to manufacture these things.
Right. So, like, say you make a seesaw and everything, but having an outdoor cardboard structure wouldn't be very risky to like weather changes or say water. So, how does the waterproofing thing exactly work, especially with like huge structures?
Sure. So, the at least the kids thing which I sold, it's not for outdoor. It's more for the small indoor kind of setups. But whatever the stool over here, it's also water resistant. It's not waterproof. So we've given a water and oil resistant coating. So if you pour coffee or water, you can wipe it off. But it is not waterproof. By that I mean you can't put a bucket of water on top of it and expect it to stay the same. We are in process of figuring that out. But as I know, it's water resistant.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool though. Wow. Okay. So, as a sustainable entrepreneur, are there any final words that you have for our listeners?
If you do have an idea, probably the best thing to do is start right away.
Wow. That's, yeah, you might just get 15,000 orders in a month. All right. Thank you so much for being on our show. And just, I think this is your motto as well. As far as I've done my homework, remember, brown is the new green. Thank you.